It is a cool, crisp September morning, and I'm starting to feel a chill in the air. It's time to start getting ready for winter. Now, I have a good idea what many of you are thinking. Dude, you're crazy getting your plow ready this early. Well, really, am I? This plow was near a $5,000 investment. It's a way I make money. I make serious money. But in order to make that investment last, you need to take proper care of it. I can't tell you how many guys I see that don't wash their plows, don't get them ready for winter. They just plow and then drop it in the same spot where it's been sitting for the past 5 years and just let it rot away. And then when it's eventually rusted out or broken, then they buy new parts or buy a new plow. The key to surviving in this business and not having any crazy breakdowns is really preventative maintenance. And what's logical to me is to start getting my plow ready now while it's kind of warm out, and if anything serious breaks, then I have, a lot of time to go and get replacement parts if they're not available, which I would hope that all these parts are available. But again, it's preventative maintenance, and that will really separate a successful snowplow operator to a half-ass one. No offense to you guys out there, but seriously, you got to maintain your equipment. So there's the plow. I remember last year when I tried to line this baby up, it took me a couple tries. Or not necessarily lining it up, but you see how it's kind of listing to the right? It took a lot of finagling to get it properly in my receiver, so you guys should enjoy this. I think I'm right in. The way I normally line this plow up is with my left light. I normally sit back comfortably in my seat where I normally do, and I take the very left edge of the wiper and I kind of line it up in the center of that light. So just for shits and giggles, let's see how close we are. Yep, right in. See, the other side's a little bit low, so I gotta jack that up. Honestly, I was never a big fan of high school, but there is one thing that I will always remember and that I use quite often. It's levers. As you can see, my plow is slightly lower than the receiving brackets on my truck. I don't have any tools or jacks or straps with me that I could use to help lift that up, but there's some branches around here and I'm pretty sure we can use them as a lever. Well, it's just resting in there, but the receiving part of the plow is on an angle, so I think if I give it enough force, it should slide it up in there the rest of the way. Now, last year, I do recall that I spent hours trying to lever this thing up and move the plow, but what I found to work the best was just forcing the truck into the plow, which I'm not a huge fan of doing, but I think that's what I'm gonna go with here. So as you can see, it took a little bit of persuasion, but we eventually got it out. What I found worked excellent this year was that cross member in between the two lights. I pushed that forward, therefore decreasing the angle of the plow brackets, and that allowed the truck to slide right in. I think the plow brackets were initially pointed too high, and the receiving brackets just couldn't get it in there, so when I tilted it down, it was able to slide in there the rest of the way. So learn a little bit every year. Something you will notice though is the plow started working right away. And the reason because of that is last year when I stowed this thing, or actually earlier this year when I stowed this thing, I took a ton of the Western Official dielectric grease and I loaded it up in those connectors. I made sure there was no water in there, just grease. So that way, when I need to connect it, it's just ready to go. No corrosion. So preventative maintenance, guys, take note.